Welcome back at the live room at Conservatorium Maastricht Jazz Department, where we are now going to hold our second master research presentation of Bomin Zaal. And we will be first going into the video presentation, after which we will return here to the live room for the Q&A. Thank you.
Hello everyone, thank you for coming and watching my master research presentation. The title of the research is Creative Implementation and Internalization of Odometer Patterns in Contemporary Jazz Context. Before I begin the presentation, I would like to briefly explain why I started this research. Perhaps when people think of odometer music, they would often come up with difficulty, and I was no exception. However, when I first listened to odometer music, I definitely felt it was cool. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have become so interested in it. As I became increasingly curious about the unfamiliar playing, the cool feeling turned into a desire to try playing it myself. I think that's when the perception of odometer music being synonymous with difficulty started for me. This perception stayed with me for a long time. And whenever I played odometer music, I had the mindset of it being challenging. I think that naturally prevented good music and good drumming from emerging. Therefore, when I was given a 2-year period for master studies, I decided to research ways to break free from this perception and improve my drumming in odometer music. In my research on modern contemporary jazz music, I explored various methods for playing a song with an odometer time signature freely, without being confined to a particular pattern and without losing the groove of the song. Unlike 4/4 time signature, which is regular and divided by 2, odometer music has their own unique rhythmic groove, which can be challenging to follow if you are not accustomed to it. Modern contemporary jazz music places a significant emphasis on the drummer's expression and creativity, of course when playing on odometer music. Drummers are not limited to a single pattern, but must experiment with various musical ideas while maintaining the overall groove of the song. Furthermore, the boundaries of modern jazz are expanding as it incorporates rhythms from different cultures and continues to develop. As a result, this study is of great significance in helping drummers navigate the challenges of future jazz music and broadening the awareness of jazz rhythm for all musicians. As a modern jazz drummer, I analyzed the playing styles of some existing odometer songs and their drummers and experiment with specific techniques as a means to develop a personalized approach toward internalizing odometer rhythms. There is an example of 3 songs that can show my individual taste and approach toward the odometer rhythm. First, Brad Mehldau Trio, All the Things You Are. And second, Jonathan Chrisberg, The Lift. The last one is Ari Honig, Arrows and Loops. In this rapid pace of change, I have concerns about the way in which drummers currently approach complex odometers and how one can deliver upon the different demands of composers and their music. As a modern jazz drummer, it is my aim to develop an approach towards performing odometer compositions without the feeling of a struggle, rather with ease and flow. This means to play even the most complex patterns with comfort and creative intention. This asks the question in regard to how certain drummers are able to reach a higher point of ease and flow. Furthermore, countries and regions such as Turkey, India, and the Balkan Peninsula features undividable time signatures as a part of their traditional music. This deep-rooted musical tradition and upbringing undoubtedly allow for a different embodiment of odometer music and groove for musicians in the aforementioned countries in comparison to those in more westernized contexts. Therefore, it is my aim to delve deeper into the ways that musicians from these parts of the world feel odometer. So, I ended up with these 2 research questions. How can I develop a personalized approach towards internalizing odometer rhythms as a modern jazz drummer? What are some alternative methods in which to approach odometer drumming with ease and creative flow? I have decided to conduct this research in the form of a reflection report because I believe it is necessary for me to try various methods and experiment on myself as an object in order to address the problem and limitations of my odometer drumming. So the methodology I have chosen for this reflection report is to transcribe the odometer playing of some drummers that I have been interested in and analyze them. Using these drumming patterns as a base, I composed a song and experimented with how I could incorporate odometer drumming into my own music through rehearsals with my band. Additionally, I attempted to conduct my own research and arrive at my own conclusions by studying the odometer drumming approaches of various professional drummers through lessons. Here are the process that I have gone through in my research to get result. Bulgarian folk music, short and long metric unit. Analysis of Horerosis 7/4 jazz drumming. Regularity in irregularity. Polyrhythm. Let's go back to my research question for a moment. What are some alternative methods in which to approach odometer drumming with ease and creative flow? Where can I find an alternative method for easy and creative flow of odometer drumming? I think one way is to find modern masters of odometer drumming, analyze their performances, copy many of the ideas, rhythms, and feels in there, and internalize them as mine. Another way that I considered can be started by asking this question: where did odometer drumming come from? And I turned this question to a more fundamental question: where did odometer music originate? By the time I began this research, I thought as jazz drummers study the history of jazz and different eras of music, there would be a history of odometers from their origins to the present day. So I searched for countries that have these odometers in their traditional music, and I was able to find them in several Eastern Europe countries, Turkey, and India. In those countries, I chose Bulgaria because it had the most interesting and accessible materials for me. So the actual findings I discovered in Bulgaria folk music is that there are a wide variety of odometers, from 5/8, 7/8, 11/8, 13/8, 14/8, 15/8. And there are also larger and longer meters that are mixtured of the combination of the meters I mentioned right before. And all meters are divided into unequal combinations of short bits, which is 2 metric units, and long bits, which is 3 metric units. First, we look at 5/8. 5/8 time signature can be subdivided like this: 2 plus 3, or 3 plus 2. I decided to apply these rhythmic possibilities to 5/4, and in 5/4, which is twice as long as 5/8, one of the patterns above can be played twice. So in total, 6 patterns are possible to play. So this is rhythmic possibilities in 5/4 with short and long bits. I tried to play all these possibilities on the drum set. First of all, rhythm number 1 is a universally known 5/4 clave, and for me it is the only rhythm that I can comfortably play in 5/4. Rhythm number 6 was an idea I used a lot when making solos, fills, and phrases using groups of 5, so I was familiar with it. To be honest, I'm not familiar with the rest of the rhythms and have rarely used them in my performances. Those 6 rhythms are tools that can interpret and play 5/4 in many ways. By interpreting differently from these rhythms in 5/4, I could make it feel as if the rhythm doesn't sound like 5/4. By learning the number of rhythms in various cases, I expect I would not rely on only one specific rhythm, and I will be able to play by expanding and opening the group without being locked to the one clave. I made many videos of the practice for this method to see how it sounds myself. And I found unexpected result and problem in my drumming. The problem I discovered is a representative and fundamental element that arises when applying these rhythm ideas to the drum set. When I tried to all these rhythmic cases on the drum set, I used the upper limbs for the rhythms and bottom limbs for playing time, which is 5/4 and is called ostinato in general. If the ostinato and the rhythms with hands are not matched smoothly, the entire rhythm cannot sound nice. Even if you play in time with a metronome, you cannot get a good sound if the parts that are supposed to sound together on each beat do not sound together, and the beats from all the limbs are slightly out of sync. The downbeat and upbeat must be accurately divided and played, but if the downbeat does not match well, it makes the upbeat impossible to play accurately. I'm not sure whether to call this a coordination problem in my drumming, or an independence problem, or a synchronization problem. Anyways, the important founding for me is that what are supposed to sound together should sound together. This might sound like a fundamental foundation of the general drumming. However, I think this is a ground on where I can build complexity. This is the thing to let me connect to odometer drumming from something that I have been missing. This is an analysis of the drumming on the track All the Things You Are from the album Art of the Drumming Volume 4 by Brad Meldo Trio. In this tune, Jorge Rossi's drumming showcases a perfect 7/4 odometer jazz drumming. If you were to only listen to the drums without the bass and piano, you might not realize it is a 7/4 because he plays a broken swing style that is not locked to a specific pattern. Maintaining this style in the song, even in 4/4, which most of the drummers feel comfortable, is not easy and requires a lot of concentration. But Jorge Rossi performs this style flawlessly in 7/4 without any difficulty. The Brad Meldo Trio plays All the Things You Are at a very fast tempo, usually over 260, which is considered an uptempo. Coordinating both hands and feet in playing swing rhythm and comping simultaneously in an uptempo requires a lot of practice in independence and repetition. However, Jorge Rossi not only coordinates in 7/4, but also employs a broken swing style, which makes it seem as if 7/4 is no longer an odd-meter time signature for him. Playing with openness and relaxation, 7/4 should feel as comfortable as 4/4. His performance exudes relaxation, and he appears to have a much better sense of rhythm than many other drummers. I transcribed some of his playing in this tune to analyze his approach to 7/4 jazz drumming. Let's take a closer look at what kind of play he does and understand his odometer drumming approach. Here's a transcription of Jorge Rossi's playing in All the Things You Are. Especially I focused on his ride cymbal playing because he's leading the rhythm and groove of the song mainly with ride cymbal. That's why I transcribed only 2 bars each to look at first what exactly his rhythmic idea and patterns in 7/4. In the first system, he plays ride cymbals on the 3N in the first bar and on the 1N in the second bar, which are odd upbeat. In the second system, there are consecutive ride cymbal hits on the 7N for 2 bars, and no accents on the 1 for 2 bars. In the third system, in the second bar, there are ride cymbal hits on the 3N, 5N, and 7N. In the fourth system and in the second bar, he plays right cymbal on the 1N, 2N, 3N, 4, 5, 6N, and 7N. So there are more upbeats than downbeats. Likewise, there is no accent on the 1. In the last system, there is the same rhythm repetition for 2 bars, starting the pattern of 2/3 on the beat 2 and finishing it on the 7N. The characteristic of Jorge Rossi's playing can be summarized like this. Jorge Rossi rarely plays an accent on the 1. In the transcriptions before, he played an accent on the 1 just once, and he plays a polyrhythm like 2/3 often to make the rhythm more open. And there are many 7N and a lot of playing on the upbeat. It seems like he intentionally avoids playing accent on the downbeat. He steers clear of accenting the first beat in his playing. Personally, I tend to accent the first beat quite often, almost once every 2 measures, whether it is because the stability provided by the downbeat has become ingrained in my body through the playing I have done, or out of habit. Also, it was difficult to keep away from playing certain clave in 7/4. From Jorge Rossi's drum playing and the problem of my drumming, I got to consider downbeat relationship. To accurately playing upbeat on drums may seem easy to the listener, but for the drummer actually playing it, reaching that level is not an easy task. Being able to play upbeat accurately means that the drummer possesses a very solid and robust downbeat feel. Listening to other music played by Jorge Rossi, I could hear his style of emphasizing quarter notes in 4/4 swing playing, showcasing how strong and sharp his downbeat feel is. A strong and confident downbeat feel creates a good upbeat playing and can make the groove flow. This is because the drummer is able to perceive where the following downbeat should be positioned within the flow, both physically and mentally. In other words, it requires muscle memory and sound recognition. I would like to point out the first failure in the middle of the process in my research. I wanted to compose odd meter tunes to find my own musical color and to develop odd meter drumming. Based on the rhythmic principles and techniques used in the existing 9/8 tune, I composed my own 9/8 piece. However, after rehearsing and recording the tune, as a drummer, I felt limited in composing a good piece solely based on the rhythmic elements, with regard to my knowledge and musicality. And despite my effort to compose a song, I still felt frustrated, as though I was hitting a wall because my ability for drumming were very limited in odd meter drumming itself. Going back to my first research question, how can I develop a personalized approach toward internalizing odd meter rhythms as a modern jazz drummer? I tried to approach odd meter rhythms by exploring them from different rhythmic aspects as a means of internalization. As mentioned earlier in Bulgarian folk music, odd meter rhythms are made up of combination of irregular notes which are 2 and 3. However, many jazz drummers have developed new way to approach odd meters by transforming these combinations of irregular notes more regular, creating a captivating sound. Regularity means there is a cycle repeating in same order. In rhythm, the number 2 is the smallest unit that can repeat regularly. Let's take a 7/4 as an example. 7/4 can generally be divided into 4 and 3. 4 also can be further divided into 2. So 7/4 is come up with 2 plus 2 plus 3. If I count like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What would happen if we changed all these combinations of 2 and 3 to just combinations of 2? As a result, irregular rhythms that were composed of one measure are now expanded to 2 measures, creating regular rhythms. If I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This applies not only to 7/4 but also to any odd meter. For example, 5/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 11/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We can even make combinations of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. When playing odd meter, it can feel irregular or halting because of the irregularity in it. But if you count in half note or whole note, which makes groove of 2 or 4, it can make the rhythm more smoothly through long breath for 2 or 4 bars. If I am very deep into this regular feeling in odd meter, I think I would be able to feel like even feeling in odd meter, which is more natural and less awkward. I would like to show you short clips of the tunes that I transcribed and analyzed, and they play sort of regular feeling over the 9/8 and 11/4. Especially counting in half note meant I could feel every beat in meter. In the combination of irregular notes, normally I don't count weak beats, which are 2, 4, 6, and 7. Like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As you see, I only count like strong beats, but I could feel all musical rhythms of specific beats over 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This helped me learn the pace of the characteristic rhythm of the meter. As you may know already, polyrhythm is a musical concept that involves the simultaneous use of 2 or more different rhythms, with each rhythm typically having a different time signature or beat division. To play polyrhythms, it is essential to accurately maintain the song's underlying pulse. Polyrhythms fundamentally utilize the concept of contrast to convey meaning. So this approach of the method is to internalize the pulse of odd meters, not by practicing the special pulse itself, but rather by practicing play other rhythms within the odd meter, thereby familiarizing oneself with the pulse of the odd meter. In the polyrhythm I'm about to demonstrate, the first number represents the grouping and the second number represents the meter. So for example, 3/5 means to play groups of 3 in 5. And the number corresponding to the grouping shows that one cycle of the pattern repeats every that number of measures. This is because the pattern does not complete within a single measure, but continues across multiple measures. So 3/5 has a cycle of 3 measures, and 5/7 has a cycle of 5 measures. At short and long beats practice you saw before, I kept time with both feet while playing the polyrhythms with my hand. The two systems above represent all subdivisions of the grouping, while the two systems below only indicate the first accent. Let me hear you these rhythms with clapping and count. 3/5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3/7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5/7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5/9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The results obtained from practicing polyrhythms within odd meters are: first, it improves the sense of feeling the duration of one measure of the odd meter. As I mentioned earlier, 3/5 is not a pattern that completes in one measure, but rather continues on. If you don't count the main pulse of 5/4, you lose where you stand. Counting improves your sense of measure. Finally, I could internalize the feeling of when the first beat comes back. And it gave me great rhythmic richness. Each polyrhythm has multiple patterns depending on its cycle. For example, 3/5 has a different pattern for each of its first, second, and third measures, while 5/7 is made up of 5 patterns. Therefore, by internalizing each pattern, I could use rhythm more horizontally and broadly. And the last one, it gave me better telescope for the odometer. In other words, it allows for the ability to see the odometer from a distance rather than relying solely on the pulse of each odometer. By internalizing a more open perspective, like groups of 3 or 5, rather than thinking of odometers solely in terms of clave or quarter note pulses, I was able to gain flexibility in odometer drumming. I suggest that the answer to the research question, how can I develop a personalized approach towards internalizing odometer rhythms as a modern jazz drummer, is to explore the richness of broader rhythmic possibilities. By exposing myself to rhythms composed of combinations of 2 and 3, as well as polyrhythms, which go beyond regular and monotonous rhythm patterns, I could discover my own vocabulary and sound by developing and evolving them. Also, I found the foundation parameters of drumming are important for me, like synchronization, downbeat relationship, and relaxation, even though I didn't mention in the presentation. And counting half note and whole note in the odd meter is helpful for me to keep it more natural. And I'm happy with the results I obtained in case of meter 5/4 and 7/4. The odometer drumming approaches that I researched, for example polyrhythms, it worked as an alternative method in playing an odometer pattern and performing playful rhythm variations. I accomplished some good things in the research, but it is disappointing a bit that I didn't have enough time to work on the advanced odometers like 9, 11, 13, etc. that I had planned to focus on. The results of my research suggest that achieving flexibility in odometer drumming requires both time, and experience. In particular, I found that flexibility within a specific odometer can be achieved when playing that meter in different music styles. The reason for this belief is that after practicing odometer jazz songs composed of 9 or 11, I still feel that my rhythmic playing abilities are narrow. In other words, the more information and experience you input, the wider the general flexibility you will gain. And through my research on odometer drum patterns, I discovered that obtaining ease and creative flow is not limited to studying odometer drum pattern. In fact, during the 1 year period of becoming a master of odometer drumming, I tried to compose odometer songs and improve my drumming within them, but I still hit a wall without any significant progress. However, by taking lessons from various drummers and fixing problems in general drumming, for example positioning, micro timing, and relaxation, downbeat relationship, groove flow, and dynamic, I was able to obtain practical relaxation and gradually make the sound of odometer drum pattern closer to the sound of nice jazz drums and create my own sound. Since this research focused on internalizing odometer drum patterns and approaching odometer drumming creatively, the next study could explore how the results of this experiment can be applied to interactive playing in odometer music. This could widen the drummer's odometer drumming from a technical boundary to the music. This is why it would be worth researching how to use rhythmical interaction in odometer music using the outcomes of this experiment in a performance setting.
Welcome back to the live room at Conservatorium Maastricht Jazz Department, where we have Bomin Seo ready for the Q&A, which we will right away start. We thank him, of course, for the great presentation. Maybe I turn again to Matthias first as his master research coach. Maybe you could have a first question for him.
Well, first of all, congratulations. It was very clear and very nice to follow. One question that arises, how much or in what way did melody affect your rhythmic experiences? For example, if you're looking at Bulgarian music, what was your experience listening to the melodies?
But okay, yeah. To be honest, I didn't actually focus on like melodic element in the music, right, that I researched. Yes. But like I don't know the how can I say I focus on like normally the mainly like rhythm in the Bulgarian music, but I don't know if it's correct or not, but like rhythm also has a melody for me. So maybe like the rhythmic element that I found in like Bulgarian music, also I incorporate that to my drum set and drum playing. So yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was actually asking that because a melody also has like a beginning and a departure, and maybe some anchors within, let's say, a group of 15 eighth notes.
Mhm.
So maybe that helped you feel a certain grouping better.
Yeah, maybe it would be my next study also. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, maybe I jump in there. You in the presentation you focused on the Bulgarian style that you had, that you in the Bulgarian folk music
Yeah.
that you have been looking into. But of course, in your research, you've also looked into Turkish folk music as well as Indian.
Yeah.
Several things, but Konakol stands out there.
Yes.
I was wondering if you could elaborate a tiny bit on both of them. So the Turkish folk music, I'm just going to give something away. You mentioned at some point that you found application of that hard. I was wondering if you could elaborate on why. And then in the Indian Konakol, I think it's nice to focus on. If you could explain what you could take from that for yourself.
So yeah, it was actually a bit like not enough to put everything in the presentation.
Of course,
yeah,
not a problem.
So that's why I chose first Bulgarian music. It's like very accessible and quite easy to explain what I found. And maybe if you ask about Turkish music and the like Indian music, before I explain that, but I need to explain also this because first I wanted to how can I say, I wanted to research like how the musician in those country feel like odd meter, because normal people, normal musician feel like very, first you get into like odd meter, it can be difficult. So that's why I went to like those countries. Okay, where am I now? Oh, so okay, Turkish music. Yeah, now sorry. So, but it was quite difficult and not enough time to go into like those three countries. Like it's when I first researched those countries, it's very like enormous like information in there. So I just took like little from Bulgarian, Turkey, India. So I don't know. So okay, the India music. So as you already know, that there is a like Konakol, which is yeah, maybe counting or like percussive rhythmic song music, yeah. And actually many drummers already is doing that, is doing some like idea with the Konakol. So okay, let's say if you can use the Konakol instead of counting number. It very easy, like I think that's like easiest way to use Konakol. Maybe maybe if I can show you, like as you saw, like okay, 5/7. It's quite not easy or like popular thing, let's say. So groups of 5 can be interpreted like with the Konakol, like 5 syllable, like tadikinatum, something like that. So you can use, it's a like practice, just practice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tadikinatum. Oh no. Yeah, like this. Tadikinatum. No, sorry. Yeah, I couldn't play that. But yeah, it is the one way, I think, to use.
So what's the benefit of using this to you particularly?
So
Did it benefit you to use that instead of counting?
instead of counting.
Yeah, like the difference between
Yeah.
using syllables
Yeah,
versus
yeah.
counting.
Yeah.
Could you experience a difference?
It is just like very I used that very like beginning of the process actually, like to how can I say, to get used to do this complex polyrhythm 5/7. So like if I once I get used to do like counting this konakol, I went to like apply to drum set and drumming. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a little bit back to the Turkish folk music, because one of my questions here was that you ran into the difficulty of applying what you had found in the Turkish folk music. Could you elaborate on that?
Actually, I'm sorry to tell you, but there was no like
The application was
finding.
difficult, you mentioned in your work, right?
Yeah.
But the application of what was difficult?
Ah.
What did you feel you found that you couldn't really apply? Is that
in
wordable?
in the Turkish
Yeah,
like, music?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is you're finding a lot of things, right? When you're looking into a music style. So you're looking
Yeah.
into this Turkish folk music,
Mhm.
and you run into information. You analyze it, but then, of course, you try to apply this analysis.
Yeah.
So what did you find in the analysis of the Turkish music?
Yeah.
Folk music.
Actually, I don't know. What I found in the Turkish music, there is very much development in like specific odometer, especially like 9/8. There are so many 9/8 like tunes in Turkish music, and and then another thing that I found is like Turkish music. There is a lot of embellishment. I'm sorry. These are actually I found in the Turkish music, and
but that's enough. That's what I wanted to hear. And now the point still is, why was it hard to apply that?
Actually, I said that it is hard to like apply, but I thought I think I answered maybe wrong in the presentation.
Sure. Okay.
Because I just found also there is a 8 time signature in the Bulgarian music.
Sure.
So I'm not gonna take this like
So it
Turkish
was
music.
a little bit double. As
Yeah.
well. And when it came to this embellishment point, was that not really applicable to you?
Embellishment. I mean, it
what you
is
found,
also
right?
it is also very useful to play it in drum
Okay.
set. But still, it's very beginning of the process. So I think.
So you feel you might find more with time if you try use the Turkish folk music more.
I think so.
Okay, that explains enough. Thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe you have a question as well.
Maybe going back to Bulgarian music. Yeah, you mentioned this in presentation, but maybe not everybody's common with the Bulgarian traditional music. So we are speaking about dances. About what are we exactly speaking? My question would be also. What is the approach actually for the local people, musicians there? We say that Balkan people, they do have this in blood, right? Yeah. And I would be curious, how were you experimenting, maybe in your own compositions? Could you tell us a little bit more about the Bulgarian approach, and what did you face in your compositions, or approaching this Bulgarian Balkan music? Maybe.
I wanna give a very good answer, but as I said before, maybe I just focus on like very small element. I think just rhythmic, not like music itself probably. So I don't know many things about like Bulgarian music, but in the presentation, like small unit and long unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how can I say it? That is like how Bulgarian music work in rhythmically. So I took that element to maybe like improvisation. Yeah.
So going over the bar line is also happening in Bulgarian music. It's more like a melody and following the melody, which is, for example, 11 or 9.
I don't think like over the bar line it happen like in Bulgarian music. Yeah, like it's like folk music, so it's simple melody maybe.
And
Yeah,
the melody is the main thing. And it's setting
That
up
has to be
the
there.
odometer.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just incorporate to my drumming. So like
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Questions behind me already? Not yet thinking. Keep thinking. Okay. So then one more for me maybe.
Yes.
I was really wondering about where you mentioned your own, let's say, satisfaction stopped, right? You were not so happy with the 9/8, 11/8, 13/8
Yeah.
results. And I was wondering if you could describe what problem you run into.
Okay, yeah, that's what really I want to say that, because I would say I start this research and project very early actually, like as soon as I started this master study, like 2 years ago, not right 2 years ago, like September. So first I wanted to make first I wanted to go beyond like odometer, go beyond like with odometer drumming, like not locked like only certain clave in like certain odometer. So I thought, maybe I can I would transcribe like odometer tune, existing tunes, so I can get like many idea, and I can apply to my drumming, and I'll probably come over this problem. And another thing was I'm gonna make my composition, and then my composition, and then I could find my musical color and my musical like taste. I don't know. So, but that's after like rehearsing and also recording for my master 1 year, first year, like the exam. Like still there is a problem in my general drumming. So I think I wanted to make better odometer drumming, but still I need to fix before going that. I don't know, before like going that like level, I need to fix many parameter in my general drumming.
Okay.
Yeah. So that took like, let's say 1 year actually. So my research had been stopped like 1 year.
Yeah.
And then I met many drum teachers actually because of Arnold's absence, which is sad. But like I asked them like, how can I approach odometer drumming? Like, but they asked me play first like odometer drumming, something like 7 but you should do this first. But like, for example, like synchronization problem or so that's the like problem or
So you feel you haven't reached that freedom because of time, and you were basically, let's say, stuck with prior exercise.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So but it's true that in the end you feel like the 9/8, 11/8, 13/8 you simply haven't really reached the internalization of this,
I don't
right?
think so. Yeah.
But you do feel you've had the success with 5 and 7
yeah,
quite far.
yeah, I can say that. Yeah, I can say that.
Okay.
Yeah. But still, yeah, there's no like,
No, I mean,
no.
this is not a
end.
hard,
yeah.
clear edge, but
Yes,
like,
yes.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions? Yes, already 2. Let's do 3 actually. Valentina first.
So do you feel like you were inspired into keeping like these odd meters into your own composition even going forward? And if yes, which one of this you feel like represents your way of composing?
First, I haven't decided yet, cause like it's because I found the like problem in my general drumming. So, but still I'm interested. Still like odd meter because I think I already said in the presentation, like I hope there will be like demands of the other musicians to me to play odd meter. So I think still I think I need to be ready to play. Yeah, but composition, I'm drummer. Yeah, but I know it's not execution. Excuse. Yeah, but yeah, I'm trying. I'll try. And I'm gonna play some odometer tunes in my final exam, so you will see. Yes.
Okay. Then we had Jacob.
Yeah. I'm also a drummer. So if I would start practicing this, did you feel it's easier if you have like a foot pattern, like an ostinato?
Yeah.
That is, for example, if you play in 5, that you have a foot ostinato.
Yeah.
That's helping you to keep the bar, so you can practice it also without a metronome, because metronome is maybe a bit cheating in odd meter because you always exactly hear where you are.
Yeah.
Would you say it's easier or did you find it easier to put a foot pattern and play over it, or to just count and feel it?
You are asking like practice with metronome or without metronome?
No, if you practiced with a foot pattern, that you stay in 5/8, for example,
yes.
that you have a specific foot pattern that just goes through, so you don't really have to think about the foot pattern. If that's right, then you are still in 5/4 or 5/8 or 7/8, whatever.
Yes.
So did you practice, or would you recommend starting to practice with a foot pattern or something?
I mean, it would be helpful, like if you are not used to do playing certain pattern with hands. I think the foot pattern would be helpful first, and then if you, for me, like groups of 3 and 5, I would say it's internalized, like certain level, I think. So now I don't think what I'm playing with hands actually. So then if you get the level, I think you cannot. You don't need to also keep like foot pattern. Probably muscle memory or the counting system probably in your brain. I think. Yeah, it's.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much for asking.
It was that question.
The same. Okay, Simone.
Just want to, out of curiosity, since I also saw your band playing, and I wonder if doing your research with odd meters and everything, you also try to apply it in that case, not only rhythmical but also like compositional, like melody chords. I just wanted to learn like how was your research also in that?
Like compositional wise.
Composition wise. Like if you took advantage of the study that you're doing to like your own tunes.
What was the advantage like from composition approach?
Yeah, in general, all of this helped you also on the other side. How did you apply it there?
Okay, how did I apply? Okay, actually I stole the idea from existing like tune. First like rhythmic, yeah. So the easiest way for me, it was easiest way for me, and then yes, that's how I approach it, like composition, and what was the first question?
Yeah, but just
Yeah.
Kind of what you took from the research part into your composition.
Okay.
if you did,
Yeah, yeah.
you did
Like four?
But I don't know. Like yeah,
like if you try to apply the same concept,
yeah.
like in melodies or for your tunes, for example.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I just focus on like drumming. So,
Yeah,
but
no, that's,
yeah.
it's a valid
Yeah,
answer.
yeah.
So
That's a valid
Yeah,
answer too.
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any questions here? Yeah, I mean, I think we can ask many questions. You have one? No. But I think, I mean, it's a very interesting topic. I could ask a million more questions, but I think it's great to leave it here and just to give you a big thank you. Bomin, thank you very much for So we will be back with the final presentation of today at 5 o'clock. And until then, we will be in jury deliberation. Thank you.